Hi everyone, welcome back to Animotion. In this tutorial today, I'm going to show you how to animate the text colors 3 different ways. Have you ever come across this problem where you want to deliver high quality animation but there's not enough time or budget? Because this happens to me all the time. This is why I love using MotionDuck extension by Sonduck. They have a lot of different range of templates from accents, transitions, animated backgrounds, and many more. These are so helpful if you want to have extra details to your work without compromising your time. Once you install the plugin, all you have to do is just browse the library and double click on which template you want to use. And of course, you can customize them. They also have a free pack if that's more your thing. I've put the download link in the description below, and just letting you know that I make a small buck if you download it from my link. So I just want to say thank you in advance. Now, back to the tutorial. So my 3 different ways are text animators, mask, and shape layer. So we're gonna start with text animators first. And you gotta make sure that you have a text layer so you can actually edit the text here, not a PSD file or not a shape layer. It has to be a text layer. So what you want to do is to open this layer and then go to animate and then go to fill color and RGB. So now your text layer is red. Now I want to change the color of my text, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a new comp viewer by clicking on this blue text here and then new comp viewer, and then on the second viewer here I'm gonna click on it and then choose colors. So this is basically a composition that I created for my color palette. I'm just gonna select the color from my color palette. I'm gonna select this yellow color, and basically under range selector here you want to animate the offset. So if you've watched my previous tutorials before, I've taught a lot animation using text animators, so the concept is pretty much the same, except this is obviously animating the colors. So I'm gonna create keyframe there and then go to 1 second and then change the offset to 100. So if we animate this, it's pretty much just like that. The color changes from yellow to white. So the yellow color is selected inside the text animators, whereas the white is its actual text color. So if you see under character here, the color itself is actually white. So if I turn off that animator, it won't be animating, right? Because the animator is not there and the original color is white. So for example, if I want to change it to say blue, turn on the animator back, so it will change from yellow to blue, which is the original color. But I'm gonna keep that as white. I wanted to animate from yellow to white. It's very simple, but I'm just gonna show you a couple more things. So under advanced here, you can adjust the smoothness. So at the moment, the transition from color white to yellow, it's kind of like smooth. It's almost like you're animating the opacity on each letter. So you can change that by adjusting the smoothness. So if I change the smoothness to 0, the color kind of change from white to yellow. There's no transition at all, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna name this animator color. Now you can always add another text animator, like for example you want the text to kind of pop up one by one. So what you want to do is to add opacity and then change the opacity to 0, and then pretty much do the same thing, animate the offset. And then I'm just gonna go kind of halfway there, change that to 100, so it's kind of animating like that. Now let's move on to animating with mask. What I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna duplicate this text layer. You can use text layer, but you can also use your PSD file or shape layer, so it would work for this one. Now I'm gonna change the color of the layer just so that we kind of differentiate it. So the first one, I'm gonna change that color to yellow. So if we turn off the top layer, so that's yellow. If we select the blue layer, we just put a mask on the layer. So if you select that rectangle tool there and then just drag it across your screen, so that's basically creating a mask. And now if we hit M on your keyboard, we can animate the mask. So I'm gonna create a keyframe there, and then to 1 second, another one, and I'm gonna go back to the first keyframe, and then basically I'm gonna select these 2 points and drag it back like that. So that's another way to animate a color. You can also duplicate both of this layer and put it up here, and then just make sure you copy this mask on the blue layer onto the yellow layer. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move this by 10 frames or maybe 20 frames. So it's just kind of like, so it's just kind of like animating twice. So that's how you do animation using mask. Now the last one is shape layer. I don't really do it very often unless it's for a specific reason, like so I thought this could be useful for you as well. So basically what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start with a text layer. I'm gonna right click on it, I'm gonna go to create and then create shapes from text. So basically it's just gonna create a shape layer from text. So you still have your text layer there, we're not gonna use that for now. Yeah, we have the shape over here. This is gonna be a bit more complicated, so I'm gonna hit U twice to kind of like show everything inside this shape layer. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a keyframe for the fill. So you'll find there's a couple of fills. So this is the fill for C, this is the fill for O, etc, etc. So I'm gonna create keyframe on all of the fill, and then I'm just gonna hit U twice, so that it just kind of like shows the keyframe. Now I'm just gonna move like 10 frames ahead. I'm gonna create another keyframe again for all of them, and then I'm gonna choose the yellow color. It's changing like that, right? Now actually I'm gonna select all of these keyframes, right click on it, and then go to keyframe assistant and time reverse keyframes, just so that I want to start it as yellow and then turns to white. Now I want to stagger this, right? Because at the moment it's just kind of like changing letters all at once. So I'm gonna stagger them manually. Now as you can see, it's kind of like doing that. Now what we can do also is toggle hold keyframe, which means that instead of it transitioning smoothly like that, we'll just kind of like change from one color to another without any transition. So I'm gonna select all of the keyframes and right click on the keyframe and then go to toggle hold keyframe. Basically it's just gonna change. Do you see the difference? Like it just kind of changed from one color to the other without any transition. So if that's the style that you're going for, then that's how you do it. But if you want to go back to a smooth transition, all you have to do is just to select all the keyframes, hold on Control, and then click on the keyframe. And then it'll just do that kind of like smooth transition. Those are all the 3 different ways to do the text color animation. I'm just gonna add a bit of some stuff for this so that it doesn't look very plain. I'm gonna use this extension by Sonduck. It's called Motion Duck. So I'm gonna add a background. So I like this package called GoPack because they have like amazing background. I mean, look at those. Like they're so pretty. I'm honestly just gonna stick to what I'm used to, which is a gradient background. As you know, I love my gradient. Yeah, I'm just gonna choose one of these. So basically what you need to do is kind of like hover over the template that you want to apply and then just click on that checkbox. And yeah, it just kind of like pops up there. Obviously where my playhead is, just have to like, move it back there and move it on the bottom. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And if you double click on that precom, you can actually control the color. So I'm gonna see if I can just like stick to my color palette here and see if that still looks good. Yeah, not bad. And then I'm also gonna add some accent just for extra details. So I'm just gonna go back here, clicking on the logo, and then I have some accents. I think it's over here. And yeah, they have like a lot of like accents here. I think what I want to do is go to cluster. Just want to do something simple. You just kind of like a little sparks, something like that. Maybe this one. Let's see what this one looks like. Just FYI, depending on how powerful your computer is, sometimes it takes a while for it to load, so just be patient. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you how it looks like. Looks pretty cool. So easy, isn't it? 1-2 clicks and you already have extra accents to add to your animation instead of like making it your own over and over again. And also the good thing with this is obviously you can change the color. So here, gotta go inside of this line again, and usually there will be a layer that's called control, and that's where you can control the colors usually. So I'm actually just gonna go for a simple white and maybe just one other color. Let's choose yellow again and see what that looks like. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you next time.